Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach. Welcome to another one of my album reviews, and I'm just gonna get right into this. Alright, so Rob Zombie Educated Horses. Definitely one of my absolute favorite zombie albums. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely top three. I really have to put some thought into that. Now, this album is the reason I love this album so much is this is more of a rock and roll album to me, man. This is more of a boot stomping rock and roll, getting in your car and letting it hit the road and drive, baby, drive. You know, you're either out with your buddies trying to pick up a couple honeys, or you're out with your honey and you are having a nice adventure. That is what this album is to me, man. This album is beautiful in every way whatsoever of what like a great this is kind of to me this is kind of like a great 70s rock album done in the modern age. All right. So the album opens up with Sawdust in the Blood. This is a nice little opener. I like when Zombie puts these little kind of mood intro kind of vibe things going on here. Now this is definitely, your classic kind of zombie kind of thing. It's a nice little lead in. Now, when I was saying that this has got a great 70s album, it doesn't start here. It doesn't start here. But this is definitely something that would have been inspired by stuff that would have been done the Beatles were doing, I'm trying to think of some other bands that would have done stuff like this. This is definitely like music wise. It definitely has that vibe of like that 70s horror movie kind of like the ones you see on the B strip and stuff like stuff that Zombie loves. That's what all this is. It's just it captures his youth, his childhood. Then you get American Witch. Okay, so this one here, this is definitely cliche regular Rob Zombie, all right? If you've heard Rob Zombie at any part from White Zombie on through to here, this is American Witch, okay? It's a zombie tune. Then you get the next tune, Foxy Foxy. Now the thing that I love about Rob Zombie is chicks can dance to Rob Zombie no problem because he always puts great groove into his tunes. He'll always have that one or two songs on the album that the chicks can just get down and dirty to and just have this great time with. And Foxy Foxy is definitely one of them, man. You get this song going at a party with chicks going, man, and you're gonna get booty shaking, and it's gonna be a good time because chicks want to dance to this stuff. It's just the way it goes, man. And it is a great song, absolutely a great song. When this song came out, I'm all like, okay, I'm all about this album. I want to hear this album so badly now, because at this point, I had already like you're talking 2006, right? So I've already been through Hellbilly Deluxe, which was the first one, and we had the Greatest Hits album. We had Sinister Urge. He had the live album in there, and then it's kind of like, all right, what are we gonna get now? And then he comes out with this, and this has just got some vibes and some feeling that's just totally wicked and different. It's like, whoa, hold on a second here. Zombies coming back to life. What the hell is this? And this is, if I remember correctly, this is the first album that featured John 5. And Zombie has said that it is John 5 that brought him back to life. He honestly thought his music career was done. He had nothing new to do anymore. And then he gets together with John 5, and all of a sudden he's got new stuff. And you can hear it in here because the way the guitars are being played and the tones and the musical tones, not even the tone of the guitar, the musical tones. It's something new, and it's something that, is allowing Zombie to go out there more and more and more. Um, 17 17-Year Locust kind of goes with that, because this one has this whole kind of 17-Year Locust would be talking about the cicada for starters. And it's really interesting because there's kind of a Middle Eastern vibe weaved throughout this. And it makes sense when you think about it in biblical terms that there'd be Middle Eastern vibes kind of going in there when you're talking about locusts. But knowing that this is kind of supposed to be a little more about cicada and whatnot, I don't know how locusty cicada are. I hear them every once in a while. And if you don't know what a cicada is, when you hear that up in trees in the summer and just the right time of year, that's them. All right, so 17-Year Locust just really kind of gets this great vibe going on and is really enjoyable. I recommend checking it out personally, especially if you want to hear some nice textured vibes and whatnot going on. The Scorpion Sleeps is a really fun tune. I really dig this one, and I don't have a good reason for it. I just really dig it. 100 Ways, you're basically back to kind of another little interlude again. And it's not bad. It's enjoyable. This is kind of more of your classic Rob Zombie. I want to call it almost album filler, sort of, to a small degree. Not entirely, but... Then you got Let It All Bleed Out. Actually, you know what? Before we get to Let It All Bleed Out, going back to 100 Ways. When I say album filler, this is one of those artistic moments where some people are going to absolutely love it. Some people are going to dig it. Some people are going to get into the artistry and everything like that. And when you're sitting there and you're listening to it as a intent listener, okay? Like, so when I put this album on, I listen to this album. So when you're doing that, it is great. It's perfect that way. But for your casual listener, it's album filler. You know, it's a soundscape that's just meant to fill a little time in the album. That's it. Let It All Bleed Out. Ooh, okay, so this is just fast and heavy. This is more classic kind of Rob Zombie. Fast, rapid fire, guitars. Good time. That's it. Then you get to the Death of It All. I like this. This just slows down. This like slow kind of cowboy, kind of gothy, kind of dark, sinister. You know, death coming into town, pale horse. You know, ooh, Death of It All is beautiful. And it's funny because if you're one of my regular viewers, you know I'm not huge on lyrics. But there are some songs when you get into them, and with this one, it kind of happens a lot throughout this album. But especially towards the end here, like Death of It All, you can't help but pay attention to the lyrics on this one. I mean, it is so dark and sinister and beautiful, and oh. And the guitar work, once again, is just like, it's got this great kind of, you can tell that John Five played country for a while. Ride. Ooh. Ride is here just to change the pace of the album. That's how I view Ride. I view Ride as just there to change the pace of the album. Then you get to The Devil's Rejects. Now, this was before the movie had come out, so this was kind of our preview, sort of, to the movie before it came out. And, if you go and you listen to House of a Thousand Corpses, and then you put The Devil's Rejects on immediately afterwards, it really is a great continuation of the story. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of a little bit bummed that, you know, prior to Three from Hell, there wasn't a Three from Hell song to kind of complete the saga. There might be on the soundtrack, and I don't have a soundtrack, but, you know, just a little let down. And then you've got the Lords of Salem to finish off the album. This song was designed to be played live. It really was. Um, the whole song itself is just fantastic. It's just big, heavy. God hates the Lords of Salem. Yeah, it's just like this big crowd ensemble. Like, oh yeah, wonderful way to finish the album. Uh, if you are a rock fan and you've never picked up any Rob Zombie, and you know, when I say rock fan, I mean like if you are into classic Alice Cooper, if you are into The Doors, if you are into Deep Purple, if you are into Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, you know, really, really well crafted, well nuanced music with dark overtones and whatnot. This would be your introduction album to Zombie. This should be it. This is the most rock relatable album Zombie's ever done. At least to this point. Once again, top 3, possibly top 2. I'm not sure if I want to say it's number 1 because I really am a huge fan of Hellbilly Deluxe 2. But if it isn't this one, it's Hellbilly Deluxe 2, which just happened to be the follow-up to this album. I think this album's worth picking up. If you don't have it yet, you should go pick it up. I think so. That's me. I think you, if you don't own it yet, it'll be a nice treat for you. Anyways, folks, those are my thoughts, my views, my opinions. Let me know what you think. That's what the comment section is for. There is that like button, that subscribe button. There's a little bell for notifications. Please feel free to hit those. Link that goes to Patreon. How much longer, I'm not sure, for things. Peace, love, take care.